right, good morning, boys and girls. We are going to draw another monochromatic. We're actually going to use some paints. We're going to draw a winter landscape. And these are the things that you're going to need. You're going to do this really quick. You're going to need some kind of paper towels, napkin, something to wipe your brush with. You guys are experienced. You're going to need a cup of water. Let me get that ready. I like to set my paper towel up with my water, a little bit of water. You may want to use a pencil. I'm going to skip this step, but feel free to use your pencil. You have a pencil sharpener and everything. You guys are third through fourth, so my goodness, you should know how to do that. Obviously, you have an eraser. Feel free to use that. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is the brush that came in the K to second grade packs. These are much better brushes than the ones you get. Be very careful. I don't know if any of you watched my review of the art kits, but I ripped some bristles right out of mine, and I didn't do it on purpose. I literally just went, boop, and it popped out. Marker. Oh, this is not the marker that you guys have. You guys have that big marker. Where'd it go? I can't find it at this second. Oh, here it is. Of course, I put it in my drawer, my other markers. So here's the big marker. I'm going to try to use all of the items that you have. I left my picture in my sketchbook. We're going to use one page. Make sure that you put some kind of scrap paper between one page and another. So we're going to use one page of your sketchbook, and this is how we're going to do it. Oh, and you might want to trace a circle. So perhaps before you put water in the little cup, you trace a circle up here. This is going to be my moon, and I'm just going to use, this is a mechanical pencil. Here's my moon. Let's get that done. So that's the only thing I'm going to draw with the pencil. Do not outline that. You're going to erase it later. It'll look much cooler. So we're going to make some space. We're going to make land. So I'm going to do this really quick. So here you see I have some hills. I have some trees. I put a snowman. Some people do little people out sledding. Perhaps you want to do that. A deer, a fox, whatever you want to put out in the snow. Keep it small, like that big, 2 or 3 inches. So this is my foreground. This is the stuff that's the closest. This is my middle and the background. And perhaps we have, okay, well, I'll do another snowman because I'm in a snowman kind of mood. So it's at night. So perhaps like because the moon's back here and the light's coming towards you, you'll see the snowman. And perhaps you have, you're using sticks. Maybe there's little perhaps there's a tree here. You could even have the tree going off the side. Yeah, this is a tree. It's going to look more like a tree in a little bit. And there's a trunk. Notice that I use the side of the marker to color it in. There is a method to my madness. So perhaps these come here. So I'm going to bring my tree trunks into the snow underneath here. Maybe there's more. Perhaps there's some kind of bush here. I'm just going out on a whim. I'm going to make some trees out here. And then maybe in the background, there's like a whole bunch. Maybe there's, I don't know, a house back here. A little chimney and smoke coming out. I don't know. I should have made white windows, but that's okay. Maybe the house is dark. It's at night. There's the moon. Maybe there's even some other kinds of trees that look like that. You know, deciduous trees. These are conifers. Pine trees are conifers. Deciduous trees are the trees that shed their leaves. All kinds of stuff out there. So you have your little winter wonderland. Perhaps there's some more um, footprints in the snow going on. Okay. All right. Here we go. So trees, looks like a forest, moon in the sky, ready to rock and roll. I told you this is going to be quick. We're going to use one color or combination. Now, let me tell you something. These particular paints are not what I would call consistent. Consistent means it's the same every time. I often use other brands. I use Pelican. I use, me personally, I use Winsor Newton type paints. I'll use Crayolas. They're consistent. Every time I buy a pack of those paints, they are the same thing every time. These are not. So I have no idea. This looks like brown. I think this is supposed to be black, but it's like a really poor one. You have a purple. This is supposed to be red, orange, yellow, like a teal blue, and a green. Now think about the sky. Oh, we did that. Generani, she uses different colors in the sky. So, before I start the sky, if you happen to be lucky enough to have a white crayon, yes, a white one, this is a really cool trick. Make stars. Take your white crayon. You could even, if you're afraid that you will paint in your moon, you could even color the moon in if you really wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I am really good with watercolors. In my mind, I am. And, all right, so there we go. So we're going to wet our brush. Wet our brush. And I'm going to twirl it. Now notice I have my little cup on top of this this napkin. So basically I can wet it. It's like this perfect at-home twirl. Make sure that you don't dig or smash. We're just twirling the tip. You guys should know this. We've been doing this since kindergarten. And go around and use the tip of your brush. Now, I'll let you use analogous colors. Analogous colors. What are those, Miss M? Analogous colors are colors next to each other on the color wheel. Also, think of it as so blue. What's next to blue? On one side of blue, there's green. On the other side, look, there's one of those little crayon marks. Notice no matter how much paint I put on there, it doesn't stick. Like with the tangents. All right, so analogous colors are colors next to each other on the color wheel. Don't go too crazy with these paints too. It's not the best painting paper. Colors next to each other on the color wheel. Now I'm not going to paint. What do you think? Do purple. Purple. There we go. Purple will work. So at least, I don't know, purple, dark blue, whatever these people think this color is. You can go, and because that big pen is waterproof, you can go right over that. If you happen to have a thicker brush, you are certainly welcome to use it. I wish I had some. If you have salt, feel free to sprinkle a little salt on there. I don't know if you guys have. Oh, I never did that with you. I should have done it. You take salt and you throw it on top of this, and it makes a really cool. Oh, look, I got blue in my red. I do not want blue in my red. Just take some of this. Be careful with these paints. They're not. They're not. There's not a lot of paint, so be careful how much you use. And Miss M tends to buy a lot of paint. Use a lot of paint. We like to paint in art class. And all right, maybe I will add some red because I'm losing my mind. You could add some green. I wouldn't do it with red. So either you're doing the red or you're doing the green. Maybe it's like, you know, when it gets dark and maybe the sun set over this way. I have this light and it's kind of washing everything out, but that's okay. If you want to mix colors, I don't recommend these paints because they're not mixing colors. I'm not going to lie, but at least they are colors. But if you're going to mix them, do it at the top of this tray. Don't mix them here because you're the one that's going to have to clean this up. You know, all those years that Miss M has like a stockpile of paints, and then she'd like, you know, I would clean, like, I'm talking third person, I would clean stuff for you guys and make it nice. Yeah, I'm not at your house to do that. And even if you come into school, whenever that is, it looks pretty good. All right. The problem is it's getting a little washed out. But if you actually look at it here, even as it dries, you can see I have it going from red to blue. Now, I told you these colors were not as nice as the ones that I usually wear. I do like this. This particular blue in this particular set seems to be working out swimmingly. It's nice. Um, Now, notice I didn't put any paint on the bottom. That's because that's where the snow is. And notice I didn't put any paint on the moon because it's the moon. So there you go. Now, that is my quickie little painting, quick painting thing. I would leave it, I'm going to leave mine in my sketch pad so that I know it's safe. At this point, you're going to take a picture of it and insert it into the slide that I have and submit it. And this will be your work for this week. I'm working on another long-term project, but I thought for a one-day project, this is awesome. And it gets you using your work. Now, when you're done with your art kit, make sure you clean your brushes and wipe, and make sure you go with the direction of the brush. You might want to go to the sink and really clean it, like run it under some warm water and kind of squish it. And then when you're done, when it goes to dry, take your brush and make a point. I'm going to go do that. I have a sink in my studio, and I'm kind of crazy about brushes. I actually have special conditioner for my brush, just like people have it for their hair, because my brushes actually, some of them are, this one probably is not, but I actually have brushes that are some kind of hair or fur. So, and even the synthetic stuff, you want it to last, so you want to put some conditioner in there. Not the conditioner from your shampoo and conditioner, but their special brush stuff. I know, it's really weird. Though there are people that do that. But this is not one of those brushes. But if you clean it really well, it will last at least till the end of the year. probably longer. This is one of the better brushes, like I said. For some reason, they give it to the little kids. You guys should get a thick brush. If you have a chance, if there's one thing that you should get a better brush. And maybe go to Michael's, look online. Walmart probably has something better. The ones that you got in the kit, I'm just not thrilled with. And this brush is plastic. Don't use it. You're going to think, oh, that's a perfectly good brush. No, it's terrible. Don't touch it. You know what this is for? This is for like, I can't even get it out. This is for looks. This is for glue. Okay. This is just so like, oh, there's a brush in there. No, this one's terrible. The brushes that come with the Crayola sets are so much better. But you can see, nice painting. Get yourself a white crayon, put some stars in, make it nice, kind of seasonal. When it's all dry, maybe you want to cut it and hang it up because it's kind of pretty, right? You should have a place to hang your artwork up. Work on that. Send a picture in so that we can do that. Have a good week.